Hello everybody. In today's video I would like to show you a few of my latest books. These are some books that I acquired in my visit to the United Arab Emirates. I bought quite nice books in Dubai at the Dubai Mall. But these are books that you can actually find online, Amazon.com, and other bookstores. And I wanted to share with you four of my latest books. I'll be sharing with you and explaining a little bit about them. Three of them are classical books on Sufism, Islamic spirituality, and the fourth one is the classical one on travels. The first one I wanted to share with you for those interested in poetry, because mainly, as some of you know, the Sufis explain very elevated spiritual principles through poetry. And the first book is this small collection of poetry by the famous Hafiz. Hafiz was a Persian poet who lived in the 14th century. Actually, according to some people, they consider him the greatest of all the Persian poets. This one is called "The Nightingales Are Drunk," and reading part of the book, you will notice that he uses a lot of parables and comparisons in reference to the search for the divine and the ecstasis, which is similar to the ecstasis that people get when drinking wine. So is the spiritual seeker who gets some kind of drunkenness in his path towards spirituality in order to acquire, to ascend to higher levels of consciousness and getting closer to the divinity. This is a small collection of his poetry. He has, of course, there are many more poems written by him. This is just a small sample that I just wanted to buy, just to have a glimpse actually into his poetry. It's my first time reading some of his poems. I've seen some of his poems, here and there, but this is the first book that I actually buy from some of his poetry. Like I said, he's one of the greatest, let's say, mystical poets in 14th century, and up to this day, he is considered a classic. Therefore, I want to recommend this book to you. The Nightingales Are Drunk by Hafiz. The second book I wanted to recommend you, it is a amazing text that I've been trying to acquire for a while now. I look at it in Amazon.com, and then when I went to the bookstore and I saw it, for sure I had to buy it. The title is Islamic Mystical Poetry, Sufi Verse from the Early Mystics to Rumi. It's a classic because it compiles many poems from a variety of Islamic mystics from different parts of the Muslim world. So you have, of course, the classic Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, Rabi al-Adawiyya. You have, of course, Rumi. You have Mansur Halaj. You have also, for example, Fariduddin Attar, which is Omar ibn Farid from Egypt. So you have a compilation of some of the most well-known Sufi poets, and this is a classic if you want to have an idea or a glimpse into a variety of Sufi mystical poems. Here you have this amazing book by Penguin Classics. It's called Islamic Mystical Poetry, Sufi Verse from the Early Mystics to Rumi. And yeah, so this is an amazing book that I wanted to recommend for those who are interested in poetry. Actually, I'm looking here because the text also comes with actually like more recommendations from the authors quoted, and you can have actually a glimpse into more of these. If you want to further your knowledge on Sufi mystical poetry, it comes with an addition of materials that you could actually look it out and maybe buy additional books. Another very important text in Sufi spirituality is called The Conference of the Birds by Fariduddin Attar. This is a classic. The Conference of the Birds is very um, it's a classical text that actually deals with the journey of the soul towards his master, the creator of everything. But this is a poem that, or a collection of poems, if you want to call it like that, that encapsulates or tells a story, because actually it tells about how all the birds of the world get together and they go on a journey trying to find the king of the birds. And then they find out that it's a very difficult journey to find who this king is. And then all the travails and difficulties that the birds must go through in order to find this king who is the king of all the different birds of the world. Of course, this is just an allusion to the journey of the soul in order to get to know his master, the creator of the world. And then that's why it says the birds of the world, making a reference to all the souls, in humanity, not necessarily from a specific culture or religion, but all human souls are on a journey trying to get connected to the divinity, to the creator of the world. And therefore, um, it's not an easy path, because the person who wants to perfect himself, perfects his character in order to attain higher levels of consciousness and get to know the creator, is not an easy path. The person must sacrifice a lot and must be able to be discipline himself. And but it's a classical text of how to perfect yourself, how to improve your ethical qualities, your moral qualities and traits, in order to get closer to perfection, in order to get closer to the divinity. So here you have The Conference of the Birds by Fariduddin Attar. This is a classic. And the last but not least is this amazing book. This is a classical. These are the travels of Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was a well-known Moroccan Berber traveler that in the 14th century embarked on a journey to Mecca. He was on a journey to do Hajj, the Muslim pilgrimage, but I guess he liked the idea of traveling, and he ended up going more than 117,000 kilometers. And the story goes that he not only visited Arabia and Mecca, but he went also to Asia, China, Africa, Spain, you name it. He actually traveled more than Marco Polo and any other traveler in antiquity. And so this is a classic. Of course, this is an abridged version, because the actual text is really a voluminous one. But this is, like I said, an amazing text, a classic that is a must for if you all ever heard about Ibn Battuta. So this is the opportunity to find his books. You find different versions. This one was edited by Tim McIntosh Smith. And so here is a classic. And that's it for now. This is just basically my latest books that I just acquired, and I wanted to share them with you. I hope that if you are interested, you will get them. You'll find them on Amazon.com, your local bookstore perhaps as well. And if you have read some of these books, you're welcome to leave your comments and share with us your thoughts about it. Thank you so much, and we'll see each other in the next video.